Hey YouTubers, I hope you are all well and having a fantastic weekend. Welcome into my weekend vlog. We're going to get started straight away on the charts, go through NIO Power Day, what is to be expected moving forward for the future of electrical vehicles. I know you guys on my channel have voted you want to see more content, particularly on electrical vehicles, so we're going to do some more deep diving over the next few weeks and learning into some of the top 5 companies right now that are producing electrical vehicles around the world, and that is no doubt going to be my first video. It's going to be about NIO today, and we're going to continue on with some more in-depth financials over the next few weeks on this stock as I do multiple updates. So if you are someone that wants to get access to any of my buy and sell alerts, we are absolutely smashing it on our Patreon, and a big shout out to our amazing Patreon community. You guys are phenomenal and I absolutely love you all. Thank you so much for your continued support. Make sure to go down there and smash that like button for me, and also hit that big red subscribe button, and welcome to this family of investors. We're going to go straight into the computer now and have a look at what we can expect for NIO moving forward over the next 12 months coming forward. So it has been outlaid, guys, that NIO had their NIO Power Day, which was just recently announced, and they have plans to add in another 700 battery swap technology services in Europe just over the next 12 months. So that is a capacity of building about 2 per day. They have plans in place for 2025 to produce 4,000 battery swap stations again over the next 5 years. So there's some enormous pressure that they are putting on themselves to dominate globally, to move through that shift into energy storage and electrical vehicles, where they will be producing their vehicles, guys, inside Europe, hopefully in the US, and expanding through the Asia market. Now we know that NIO are dominating right now as a local winner in China. Their sedan is selling extremely well, and they have just had their capacity to manufacture now 20,000 vehicles per month upped because JAC Motors has come up with a new partnership to up inside their manufacturing capacity. So for anyone that did miss the NIO Power Day, it wasn't very exciting. They had a little flick through. There was a lot of Chinese talking and subtitles for me to go through on some of the things that I did see. But what I did see, guys, was a lot of sales, and they are talking about how they have a new cloud software. So therefore, if someone was to break down or they needed an update on the car, NIO would then probably call them, alert them, and tell them that something needs doing with the car. So rather than them having to take their car in for an MOT, NIO would simply drive out, book an appointment with them, and again, it would be very compatible and very, very good for time management. So that is something that NIO are working on for the future of their vehicles with their cloud updating software. So that's quite exciting, and like I said, they are planning to really push into those sales coming into Europe as they build out those battery swap technology services. Now it's going to be very costly for NIO to get all of this up and running, but you have to remember in Europe it's going to be much cheaper for NIO to get that land versus if they were in a city in Asia, because again the space is much more diversified in Europe, so they will be able to get it at an affordable price. Whether they have to go back to capital markets, we will never know, but that is never a bad thing. In the short term it can affect shares if there is a dilution, but in the long term it's going to give them a higher side for profitability to grow aggressively right now. And if we come onto this chart that I really want to show you guys, the exponential push, the S-curve as CATHIE Wood states, for electrical vehicles, autonomous driving, and also energy storage. Now if you look at the millions of electrical vehicles that are being produced right now, guys, we are only sitting around 2021, which is somewhere about 5 million electrical vehicles being produced annually right now in this year. Now as we move over the next 5, 6 and 7 years, you are going to see how we are going to start manufacturing about 35 million electrical cars every single year, and the leaders are going to be the ones that are starting to grow aggressively now. Companies like NIO that are targeting that luxury and premium high-end brand, Tesla of course, BYDDY, and there will be a few other winners as well. So NIO have positioned themselves extremely strong in the fight against dominating inside the electrical vehicle market, and this is why I have been talking about NIO since it was in the teens back on my very first videos when I started launching my YouTube at the beginning of the year, and I started buying this stock before last year when NIO was around $13 a share. Now my average price is way higher than that right now, because when I first started, NIO didn't have as much capital and they were only producing a few hundred vehicles per month, and a huge transition. They have really accelerated, and if we come onto what they have been doing recently, you guys can see that the exponential enormity that they have been getting these cars out has been absolutely enormous. They have been producing now between 120,000 vehicles since they did start, which is a compounded annual growth rate, guys, of about 110% since their previous year if we look back month to month. So some fantastic news for our NIO shareholders. The price fluctuation for NIO was very interesting over the last couple of weeks. If we come onto the charts, you guys can see that I have drawn this blue line which has been sitting here for about 3 to 4 months. If you go back on any of my videos on the charts, you will see me having drawn in this layer of resistance and also this layer of support, which I did just extend out before the video. Now what is absolutely hilarious is the fact that this has hit the resistance bang on $55.50, and NIO has in fact come back down, sold off, and it has now started to bounce off that support area. So our support and resistance lines were absolutely bang on technically, and this is why I use technical analysis to my advantage rather than just buying into the stock. If I wanted to buy into NIO, I would draw my technical analysis, I would use the RSI indicator, which is down here guys, the relative strength index. I would use it to my advantage, and then I would get NIO for the best bang for my buck, where I think it's going to land in a support zone, so that I can continue to add to my shares on those red days where I can get a better average price. And again, once we do see that further push in the NIO share price, that is when those technicals are going to come into your favor, and you are going to have more profitability for the long term inside your portfolio. So some fantastic news. NIO did hit on NIO Power Day around $55 per share, and it has now sold off back down to around that $45 range. Now I do think there's some seriously strong support for NIO around that $44 to $45 range, and especially if we ever did drop below that back to that $40 range, it wouldn't stay there for long. If we come on to tip ranks guys, you can see that the price forecast for Swiss Bank and also for Credit Suisse is $70 to $71, so an over 50% upside from the current share price. So top analysts working in top banks guys have this down at $70 per share. So this is why I have been banging on about NIO and how it's going to push over the next few years. And if we come onto Yahoo Finance as well guys, we can see as well that this is targeted as a buy right now from analysts down here, and also you can see that this is only a $74 billion in market cap as a company. This company could easily be a $250 to $300 billion company coming into fruition over the next few years as we start to see that ramp up in production for these electrical vehicles. And again, we do have the other elements now that NIO are partnered with Alibaba, and we are going to be selling those lifestyle products, those brands, also those foods, and also we are going to have the autonomous aspect to that taxi network, which is going to allow NIO to fly out into profitability, because it will be 4 times cheaper to run an autonomous taxi network than it would be to employ workers like myself that may say drive a taxi or Uber or something like that. And that is where the profitability comes, and that is why Cathie Wood is so bullish on Tesla, because Tesla are concentrating their energy right now on building that autonomous taxi network. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They think it is just based on energy storage with these electrical vehicles, but there is a whole other element that is going to come at a further date guys, later down the road. You have to imagine where the future is going, and if you can see change and you can predict change and you can put your money into that change, that is where you are going to see those big gains inside your portfolio for the long term. So again, if you are someone that is maybe bag holding NIO at a higher price, or you have been worried because NIO again is in the red inside your portfolio, it is about waiting out that storm. Be patient, use those red days to average down and leverage into your position at a lower price, because guys, over the long term, as this company starts to fill into the space of Europe and all of these other things that we have just talked about, you are going to continue to see NIO push up higher in the shares, and we are going to hit those price targets of 70, 80 and probably triple digits before we even know it. Now again, it is going to be one of those things just to have a long-term hold. If you are someone that is looking to swing trade NIO, again, there is nothing wrong with that, because these EV stocks can give you a really nice return, 5, 10, even 15% in a single day or two, if you are able to catch that and capitalize quickly. But I, for one, am someone that is looking to lower dollar cost average into this, because I want to hold this over the next 5 to 10 years, because I know how far these shares are going to skyrocket once we come into the fruition, like I said, with our invest projections. And we can see on here that the exponential push, that growth, guys, as we can see on here, is to be producing 35 million electrical vehicles per year by the year of 2025, and NIO have already said they are hoping to produce over 500,000 vehicles by then. So we are going to continue to see a push in these shares as NIO moves through over the next few years. Now, I absolutely love this company, and I hope that you guys really did enjoy the insights inside this video. Be sure to go down there if you haven't already, smash that like button for me, and also hit that big red subscribe button, and let me know what content on NIO you would like me to dive in depth with more on my channel, because I love making this obviously ultimately for you guys. So I want you guys to be more fulfilled and more active in my comments and with the videos, so I can help you guys out with your portfolios as much as possible. And if you are someone again that is looking for a little guidance and you would like access to my buy and sell alerts, then be sure to join the link which I will leave below in the description to my private Patreon. It's about $4 per month, the price of a coffee. So I'm sure I can make you a lot more money than that in the long term if you are to follow some of these buy and sell alerts that we have been throwing out on the channel. We had SPCE, which gained over 200% in the last month. We had Coinbase, which is now up in the green and profitable, and we have been doing so well on so many other plays. In Vita play, which we put out 2 weeks ago, is now up 15% as well. So that's some fantastic opportunities. Like I said, be the change, see the change, and predict the change, and that is where you are going to put your money in the long term and make those long-term investments grow and work for you. My name is Jason. Have a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to seeing you guys back on my channel soon for some more content on investing. Stay safe. Ciao.